If your business can run without you, you don't have a business, you have a job. Here's how to make your business run without you, even if you leave abroad and have a business back home. We're going to cover 4 essential systems that I use. The first system is money tracking. I have a friend who has a clothing line business in Cameroon, and she's a CPA. She runs all the numbers from Maryland, and the business is in Cameroon. How? Because she has a point of sale. She spent a lot of time trying to find the right one. I think they're on the second one, and I think she liked this one. So point of sale is simple. It's simply when you go to a store or something and they scan, and it automatically will on the computer. You got to figure out how you are going to be able to automatically track what happens to your money. Whether you are starting a clothing line business, a hand business, Airbnb business, like you got to figure out how you can be sure that the money they tell you made is actually money that you made. Some people also use cameras. So if you have a business which is cash intensive and maybe you don't want to scan or you can't scan for whatever reason, I know a lot of people that also use cameras to make sure that they see how many people go in and out of the store. The only downfall with that is when power goes out, is your camera system connected to the power source. So that's the only thing when it comes to cameras and making sure that it's working at all. System number 2 is communication loops. Guys, it's very difficult. I tell people it depends on the age of your business, right? So you hear a lot of people talking about, oh, laptop lifestyle, and I have a business and I don't touch anything. How old is your business? Because my dad has a business that's 40 years old, and he's still very much involved, very much checking the camera, very much counting the money, very much understanding where the money is going and coming, very much still involved if you want to spend a certain amount of money. There's a threshold that if you're going to spend that, you need his signature. So being involved, especially when you're starting a business, think about it as birthing a baby. The baby is brand new. It needs all the things and all your support and your expertise and your leverage. And if you don't want to do that, absolutely, you can hire a COO that will run the business for you. You can hire a consultant that's going to train your people on the ground. But even myself as a consultant, the thing that I always say is transparency is key. Transparency builds trust, is what I believe, right? If you think about a relationship, if your husband is like, I don't have a passcode, you can just use my phone whenever you want. I'm cool with that. It builds trust. So how can I trust you if I don't have any transparency in my business? How should I just trust you that we made $10,000 in this month? Because who are you? I need to be able to check and balance. So important. The third system is the SOP, standard operating procedures. It is so important, guys. Yes, it's tasking. Yes, it can feel like, oh my God, we're having to take time for that. But it's so important because you're able to replicate and nobody becomes a single point of failure. I know so many businesses, especially on the continent, where the owner has all the information and nobody else does. He knows the name of all the vendors. He has all the relationship with the vendors. Everything is on his phone or in his head. He knows how he does inventory. Nobody else can do inventory but daddy. And that's a big problem, which is a problem why most businesses on the continent don't get passed down, because all the information dies when the owner dies. And so for your business, you want to make sure, especially because you are not present, that every system is outlined. It doesn't have to be a fancy thing, but every system should be outlined. Who does what? How do we welcome our client? My first job, guys, was working at Berkeley. Well, it was my first paycheck, right? My first paycheck official job. And they trained us on everything. They trained us on how to greet people. It was like, welcome to Burger King. I'm trying to remember. It's been years. Welcome to Burger King. How may I help you? Not how can I help you? It's how may I help you? Everything was thought out, which means that no matter what Burger King you go in, and it's the US, you get the same experience. Do people get the same experience every time they walk into your business? Customer service, guys. If you want to stand out like a sore thumb in Africa, provide high-level customer service. And when I say high level, like just provide great customer service. Now, not everywhere in the world has good standard of customer service. I've traveled the world. Provide US standard customer service, and you will always have people falling over you and wanting to work with you or do business with you because the standard is so high. So we got to make sure that all these things are documented. Everything from how we onboard to how we exit people, all those systems need to be documented. The final system is performance tracking with KPIs. Like, listen, how do you know your people are doing the right thing? And how do you focus them on what moves the needle? One of the things that I've realized running businesses on the continent is that people will show up. It is up to you to make sure that are actually doing things that are going to move the needle for your business. It's not enough for you to say, you gave me flyers and I passed the flyers. Did you get filled? Did we get phone calls from those flyers that you passed? Are we actually making sales for what we do? I'll give you another example. With my team, we've been doing email marketing for the past 7 years that I'm in business. I brought in somebody, and her job in our email marketing effort is to send the emails, right? Schedule the emails out. And one of the conversations we had was, she said, oh, we ran out of emails, so you need to create more emails. And I said, well, how are the other emails working? Are they working, or are we going to write the same type of email? And so we started talking about, hey, listen, it's not about just doing the task. It's what is the return on investment. So tracking progress, tracking the progress of your staff is so important. Staffing is a whole thing, guys. I used to be a trainer. I was a trainer for about 7.5 years. Most companies on the continent don't even have a trainer, don't have training manuals. And these things are so important. So you might be saying, I don't understand. I keep hiring people, have to fire them. I can't find good people. Sometimes you have the right people, but you just don't have training. You just don't have them working on the things that actually move the needle in your business. And newsflash, you're in business to make money and save money. So how are they going to help you make money, or how are they going to help you save money in your business? And you want to tie their performance to those things and not just showing up on time at 8 o'clock. So here you have it. These are the 4 systems that I must have for me in my businesses or my client businesses. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos just like this.